I have an incurable brain disorder. I self-diagnosed and then found a wonderful neurosurgeon who agreed with me after many doctors had no idea what it was, even though they should have. A wave of euphoria came over me once the diagnosis was official, and it was not from the relief of starting medical treatment. My first thought was, why not me? I'm the perfect person to get an orphan disorder because I will not shut up until the millions who have it are diagnosed and receive proper treatment. All of my life's fears fell away without effort. I enjoy flying now. Previously, I white-knuckled it from arrival at the airport to landing. Overall, my life's worries went somewhere else, and I have no interest in where they landed. I just know that they do not reside within me any longer. My worst fear was suffering and dying a slow death. Being faced with this worst fear led me to surrender, blissful surrender. A very wise man, Daisaku Ikeda, said, "To not advance is to retreat." Now I'm going to give you a short overview of the parts that I will be glossing over. I was bedridden for many months, was self-isolating, and did not eat. I was in a wheelchair 9 months ago. I used a walker for a long time, now a cane most of the time. The cane is on the chopping block. I want to trot around on my own steam when I can. I will also gloss over being on Oprah, the Today Show, and other shows, the 2.5-hour MRI that I willed my way through when I could not control my body's movements. I don't have to skip the part of one of my treatments because you can see the images behind me. I get 20 shots of Botox in my neck and torso every 3 months. I love these shots. Now I run better than I can walk or stand, so I run about 2 miles a day because I can. I never liked running. Now it is a delight. I try everything I can physically, and I stick with what works. Golf did not go so well. Don't ask. Tennis is next. If anyone wants to play with me, email me. My disorder is called dystonia, D-Y-S-T-O-N-I-A. It is related to Parkinson's. Wikipedia it. My brain sends erroneous messages to my muscles, which results in constant spasms and twisting. It hurts. Quite often, my tendons and muscles separate from my ribs. My high pain threshold is hardy at this point. I hit my head all too often, and I just keep moving. There are two me's, the Rogers me and the Rogers with dystonia me. I live most of my life in the me that does not have a disorder. It's a choice and a powerful one. I have decided that I am frenemies with dystonia. Dystonia and I do not see eye to eye at some times, but we mostly get along just fine because I will it to be that way. Once we are no longer in each other's lives, I will reminisce, but I will not yearn to reconnect. I have never asked if I will get better or if I will die. My life is minute by minute, day by day, so there is no time for such questions. A concerned friend asked me what being fearless was like, and she was concerned that I might put myself in danger. I'm pretty sure she was afraid I was going to start jaywalking on major freeways in Los Angeles, but I reassured her that my fearlessness would be allocated for good and for activism for others, not for crazy. Dealing with judgments in public because of how I look has been an interesting social study. At first, I will admit, it was difficult, but I adjusted quickly. I learned how to tell the difference between the gawking and what I call the Oprah stare. If one more person asks me what perfume she wears, I will say, I have no idea, but it was lovely. And if they ask me if she is nice, I will say yes. Due to my contorted appearance, some people assume that I have a low IQ. I have never taken an IQ test, but I'm pretty sure their assumptions are incorrect. I do not fault them for their erroneous impressions, but I would love for people to look at me and other special needs people and see a human being, not an illness. I know this is a tall order. Back to the call to arms, that is a huge part of my mission. Dystonia is not rare. It is an orphan. There are millions who suffer from this and only realized what they had after seeing me on television. Awareness and advocacy are two of my new full-time jobs, especially after doing home visits to see homebound dystonia patients. I advocate for patients all over the world, and I have had many successes in helping the undiagnosed. In helping the undiagnosed get into specialists without delay. Often, I set my alarm for 4 a.m. so I can call patients and doctors who are on the other side of the world. I'm happy to do it. Losing sleep is a small price to pay if someone needs help. I will not stop until we have more recognition from the NIH and the US government. I will not stop until we find a cure. I will not coast. I will lead by example. I will remain tireless in my efforts. It is all for others who do not have the support that I have. My family, who is here today, I'll cry, or maybe not. My family and friends have been indispensable. Not everyone has that. Unconditional. I would like to close with a quote from none other than Gilda Radner, well, hopefully many of us miss. Some stories don't have a clear beginning, middle, and end. Life is about not knowing, having to change, taking the moment, and making the best of it, without knowing what's going to happen next. Delicious ambiguity. The end.